CD2. Council yellow today, law media conference, addressing what happened yesterday. Law John Guy Stadium, I may go out of hand because you got plenty opportunities. Line work like go Council City. Also, John Guy Stadium is our election, must be noticed. Counting and start law hub. You may look at kind sell house, kind canvas house, kind legally market work come na pung mo kind old money come now na disla problem come up with John Guy Stadium. Normal election process me go finish and votes you me stop in the ballot box and then ballot box will talk out whoever wins. But Lamelo Disla, you may get opportunities to come now. Scrutinous inside too. All Belewi argue now. Disla argument belong and they come out. All supporters outside now. You got plenty heavy come up now. Then 5 months. All supporters belong me. All ekism background. Now 3 blocks stable house. Now 2 blocks stay only Rosum house come. Now 2 plenty all car belong me only background stadium because of all supporters walk chorus go come. But me like I swear him online blame lo city underneath lo leadership lo governor. Me play make sure that all residents must get peaceful election and that has been completed. Now last part the counting process whereby you me saw nubla leaders you me next few weeks or few days time. Also, may appeal all supporters. All get a candidates, you mean? Stop easy, now one become long. Counting room, you must hurry. Now peace must stop. Supporters, you mean, no need to fight will come because whatever you mean like it, you mean vote. Now this is vote all by counting. So now middle cabinet start well, like I swear him. Now give him. Talk line blue you mean loosen electoral process of counting must take place. Now no got chorus of fight also must come up. As they come up and we go finish. Now by you mean not repeat. Now me talk several all supporters will be finished. Now all Narvla candidate too at any got Narvla media conference and governor organization now by boom again. Now by me talk. But me like him all must symbolize and talk him all supporters all must behave. Not by very type of attitudes that in the place must come to city. City and place by international community. Now I mean city capital city you mean of Papua New Guinea. You must respect him. One another and long respect and by organize something by come up right. Now to me like talk Sabalo. Hello commissioner also. To counting process must loosen a lot of delay and the process must carry on. Also electorate blooming 8, Ward 6, 9, 5, 12. Now Ward 5 all counting go through. Ward 6 all counting go through. So why not only put him aside 6 plus 9 plus ballot paper box without any court order. Look at this. That's only Woglo bringing Bele will or Namel Saboras, blow you mean a lot of scrutiny inside. Only 2 put in pressure law, arrow. But arrow must take a stand long and now process all get accounting law where and by go long. Because 9 box and said aside with court order or one something, no got dispute long. So line blow me Bele because in 2012 12 box me all set aside and then only call him declaration he come up. So no good only 10 also this line by reputation. Blood this law. By come up so all bring him away in a 10 semi-stab. Me like talking commissioner law, directive. RO or outside the staff inside law. Process of counting. Ward 5 finish, no got heavy. Ward 6 must finish, no got heavy. You go to Ward 9, the Ward 12, the elimination process must come up, the declaration must come up. So now me like appeal of commissioner to proceed counting, but one paper staff inside and must complete it. Process that will bring Belewi by gone or Saboras by staff. Because Samblal to Ward 9 County, Lusum Ward 6. So like RO is listening to the scrutiny instead of working independent decision belongan. Now one of the decision belongan and results you may look him outside because kind can pamoni, kind can support us, kind can belly we bring you up, not we come up finish. And it won't repeat again. So me like him to commission law. Take a neutral stand to verify Mogana boxes. Without corona everything is to be counted. The process must complete. Also, the now me blakam leyena. Thank you, lokabna lokam, so that you may address him. CD blow you me long peaceful election and go finish. The process of counting must take place simultaneously. No got one block, one side or kind of must come out. So one of the last things we finish lawyer that will give back to you can in house blow. No can come to John Guy Stadium because you will find nothing there. Kind Ruby go come, kind talk side you go, and heavy come out. So me talk thank you the police, Metsu Army, lo take ownership around John Guy Stadium so that the counting must peacefully completed so that the winner can be declared anytime sooner.
Thank you. As the incumbent governor of our capital city, 15 years in office, I want to once again express my total disappointment in the violence that we witnessed yesterday. It's totally unacceptable and it should not be allowed to continue. Not just in this election, but in the entire city, in the life of our city. And I have made a call to the police. They must arrest the perpetrators. We can't let them go. We've been allowing perpetrators of such violence to go scot-free for too long, and we are paying a high price. By letting them go, we are giving permission to the next perpetrator, and it gets worse and worse. Not just generally, but we've got so many more elections to come into the future, and we must stop this type of bad practice and behavior now. I also condemn this type of activity and behavior. It should not be allowed to become part and parcel for political culture. And we are allowing it. We are allowing it because we are doing nothing. And we can't blame, just the police or electoral commission. We are ourselves leaders too. Parliamentarians. We should take blame too. Because we are not doing the things that should be done, the reform that should be done in the electoral system. We are also not inspiring confidence and trust in the system. People now don't trust leaders of our country. They don't trust institutions of state. They don't trust the police. They don't trust electoral commission. They don't trust the defense law. This is the serious problem that we have. And this coming parliament and government must take decisive action. There needs to be a lot of reform in the electoral system, in the common law, in introducing biometric, also perhaps at this time I want to suggest it too that we should not have one commissioner. We need maybe 3 commissioners. Now the law is such that we are assuming that this one commissioner knows everything, can work out all the process, knows logistics, knows all the threats and how to roll out the polling teams and how to deal with everything. No, one commissioner cannot do this. We need to have a situation where there are 3 commissioners at least, so they can share ideas, they can share the plan, they can manage together, and they can coordinate together, and they don't, allow the commission to go into a situation where mistrust is becoming the norm. So this is a lot of things that needs to be done so that we prevent what happened yesterday from becoming part and parcel of our culture. It's a bad, development that we must stop. And especially in our capital city. This is our capital city. So I'm making that stand, and I've talked to ACP and Metsu, Commissioner for Police too. On my part, as you all know too, I released a statement last night that last week I had already called on the police commissioner, ACP Wagambi and Metsu Pikumu to increase the security all around the counting center, because it was already a tense situation with all the delays and all the frustration. It's just creating a environment for risk and tension to rise. So these are things that we could have managed better. We could have avoided what happened yesterday, but the key thing is that it should not be allowed to become part and parcel of our culture. We stamp it now. And the way to stamp it now is arrest those perpetrators. If some candidates, Honorable John Kaupa or his other rivals are involved in plotting or organizing their supporters to, carry out the violence yesterday, the candidates too needs to be arrested. And I know honorable member, he will, follow up if he is involved in it. And it should go to all the other candidates. On my part as the governor now, I've called, all the candidates. I can see one candidate here for not this, but we need as many candidates as possible, especially the top 4 or 5. They should come together and assure everyone in the city that what happened yesterday is the past, it won't be repeated, and bring the city to calm and normalcy. So at about 1 or 1:30 today, I hope to hold another media conference. I've asked the leading candidates to come with Honorable John Kaupa so that they can do an appeal generally to our people in the city and reassure the nation too, because we are the capital. We ought to be responsible and take leadership. Having said that, this is what I want to say to our residents in the city. There's definitely been 1 or 2 incidents. I cannot say that this is organized by any candidate or by any other person. It might be opportunist, but 1 or 2 incidents, one I think in Gordons, and maybe another one out of panic in Manu, out there at Corbusier. But otherwise, I've traveled the length and breadth of the city. I've gone to Togarara, Tun Valley, Ola, gone to Waigani, Gereu, Morata. I've gone to 9 Mile, Makana, Morobe Block, Kukipi, Pitakama. I've gone to Laloki, come to back to Gordons and 5 Mile. And most of the city I've traveled around, and generally the city is calm or is almost normal. People only have taken precaution. The PMVs are not, up to capacity because the PMV owners have taken precaution. Some of the business houses have taken precaution. The parents, of course, they've taken precaution. But otherwise, generally in the city, there's no high level of violence or, mayhem going on as being depicted, in social media and on WhatsApp chat page. I want to make this appeal to people going on social media and WhatsApp chat page. They need to take responsibility. And I want to also appeal to some of the candidates. I have evidence that some candidates are also creating fear and panic for their own self-interest. This is unacceptable. We candidates are seeking a high public office to become leaders of our people and our country for the next 5 years. We don't need to wait until we are declared to show leadership. We must show leadership now, especially when we are seeking high public office. This is the time to show leadership. And so I've asked these 4 or 5 leading candidates in Mosby Northeast to come forth, join the incumbent. They are, seeking to unseat him. It's up to the people to decide. But let's show leadership by coming together and assure our people that, what happened yesterday will never happen again. And secondly, to give assurance to the city. This is what I have asked them, and I'm happy that at least 4 of them are ready to come forward and join us and join our member, Honorable John Kaupa, join myself. A member from Mosby South too, I've asked him to come along. So we will hold a joint media conference. I have spoken to the Prime Minister too, to make personnel available from the security forces. I know in the city we have capacity in the city. We have more than enough capacity in the city to deal with any type of situation, because we've got the Taruma barracks there, and we've got the McGregor barracks there, and then we've got, so many police barracks. I know some of the manpower in the different barracks. They've gone to help in the election security arrangements in the country, but some of them have come back. Those who are deployed to Southern Islands and Hela province and so on, they've come back and they are now in their barracks. So we have the capacity to deal with any situation. Having said that too, I want to appeal to our people, especially opportunists, that the police are out there to deal with any situation. I've spoken to the ACP Wagambi today, and they are ready to deal with any situation. So it's in the best interest, those opportunists, not to try to incite or create a situation where there will be panic and fear. I want to also assure our people too that this claim that there is a bus going around with a load of people carrying machetes or bush knives and so on, I think this is not true. I've tried to verify it with the police and with the residents. I think in Manu, there might be some buses that are going around, maybe forewarning people that some incidents are happening in the city, and they're probably misconstrued to think that people are going there to attack or create, violence in the city. So this is what I want to assure our city residents. I hope by tomorrow things will come back to normal. I want to encourage everyone to come back to normalcy, but hopefully this conference, media conference too, at 1:30, Metsup, Wagambi and Metsup Ikumu and ACP Wagambi, they will also join too, so they can give us a update on the situation in the city. But for me as governor, I have traveled all around the city, and I was ready to go down and confront people who are involving in any type of violence, because I believe I can call them to give them sense to come to order and stop whatever is happening. But all around the city, I've traveled this morning. I've not seen people resorting to violence or gathering to create violence. But I know for real that one incident at Gordon's near the market, creating panic. Maybe there were another bit of an incident somewhere else in Gordon's, and in Manu Autoport. The vendors, they're fleeing because they think that there's some people coming to attack and so on. Otherwise, generally in the city, people are going about their business as normal as possible with the precautions. So hopefully tomorrow everything will come back to normal. Thank you, everyone.